Hey there, how are you today? My name is Dana Damara, and you have landed on Astrocast. This is your new Moon Aries report. We have a new moon in Aries on April 19th at 9:12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is really one of the more powerful new moons that we'll have this year, and mainly because it's coupled up with a solar eclipse. And we haven't had a new moon solar eclipse like this one since 2004. And we did have one back in 2015. That's just how the planets work, right? But one that has similar attributes and similar essences and elements to it, we haven't seen since 2004. This new moon is going to usher in a new chapter for you in some phase of your life. Now, that chapter could be something that is you hadn't even thought of, and it could just like whoosh, come right to you. It could be something that you've been working toward, and maybe the universe has said, okay, ducks are in a row, ready to go. Preparedness and opportunity, have come together, and now you have this beautiful good fortune of something new. It could be something unexpected that you're not super excited about. But because the new moon is sitting right next to the North Node, okay, this is all karmic. These are your karmic lessons, my friends. And not only is the new moon sitting right next to the North Node, but it's at 29 degrees Aries. Now, I have to show this to you because it's really epic for those of you who are nerdy like myself. So check this out. Here's the moon, right? See the little crescent moon, and there's the sun. Oh, so sweet, right? So the sun has been sitting in Aries since March 21st, right? And we had a new moon on that day when the sun and the moon were at 0 degrees, which is right about here. So you see, well, actually, that's a lie. It was right about here. Okay. So in each zodiac sign around the wheel here, we have 29 degrees. So the last new moon was at 0 degrees. Okay. So right when the sun entered into Aries, the universe said, new energy. Here we go. Aries energy. What do you want? What do you really want to drop into? Which path do you want to choose? I'm going to just totally confuse the shit out of you for the next however many days. And you're going to have to pick at the end of 29 days. And then here we are at the next new moon. And right at the end of the Aries, we have the new moon again. So that's really amazing. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that. In fact, most often it doesn't happen like that. But you see this little squiggly line right here, that's the North Node. So we have this so much energy around karmic endings, karmic beginnings, brand new things coming to light. Like, you may have been sitting on this idea for a long time, and then all of a sudden a door will open. And it's like, oh, well, of course I'm supposed to go through that door. But however many months ago, when you first thought about it, that door wasn't available to you. Now the door is available to you, right? And because we're sitting in the sign of Aries, this is all about that fire that burns within us, that energy that propels us forward, that space in where our mind and our heart and our motivation and our sense of purpose all align, and we're like, go, that's it, I got it, I'm so clear, this is the way to start, right? I will tell you though that it's coupled with an eclipse, and eclipses are always some sort of karmic restart. So I was talking to someone just today, and I said, it's one of those types of moments, it's those types of moments right now where if you've been sitting on a decision, now's the time to make the decision. Because if you don't make the decision, right, based on what you feel, what feels best for you, what is most in alignment with you, hopefully what you feel is how you make your decisions. and using that sense of intuition. But if you don't make that decision, the universe is going to do it for you. That's just how eclipses work. It's like shutting off the power to your computer, like holding the button down until everything goes black, and then you turn it back on again. And when you turn it back on, everything's been shifted, but you're not really sure what's been shifted. It's like that. Super fun. Now, I think I mentioned this, but it's worthy of mentioning it again. The 29th degree of any zodiac sign is highly karmic. 9 plus 2 is 11. Okay, so when you talk about the number 11 in numerology, it's like a portal. It's going through a new portal of energy. Okay, so you're really heading into a new chapter, not just a new beginning. Every new moon, we have 13 of them, by the way, throughout the year. Okay, we have 13 new moons every year, 13 lunar cycles in a calendar year. Every new moon is a time for you to say, am I going down the path I want to go down? Am I focusing on the things I said I was going to focus on? What do I want to focus on this lunar cycle? And that's really, it's like a new year, 13 times a year. So you can stay in your goals and your intentions, right? But when we have, first of all, a solar eclipse, it kind of throws things askew a little bit. And we've had 2 of them in Aries, right? So this isn't just a new beginning. This is a new chapter for you. It's a new chapter. I know exactly how this is all relating to me. You know, I totally get it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is exactly perfect, right? The other thing I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share my screen one more time. The other thing is that in the sign of Aries, we also have Chiron, which is the sacred healer, and Jupiter. So there's a lot of healing potential here. Okay, there's a lot of healing energy that is being offered up to you. So I would say look for like mirrored events, right? Maybe something that's going on in your life right now is something that happened 5, 6, 7 years ago, and you're being offered an opportunity to do it differently. Or maybe there's someone in your life that has come back into your life, and you start to go toward those old ways of being, those old, like maybe there was a boundary, or maybe there was, I don't know, just, you know, whatever that same energy is, ask yourself, how is that sitting with me now? Is it time to rewrite that script? Is it time to rewrite that story? Or is this the way it's meant to be, if that makes sense? Okay. Yeah, and I know exactly what it means for me. And then the other thing I want to mention, a couple other things actually. First of all, here's sweet little Mercury. Hello, Mercury. So happy to have you join the party. And now Mercury's like, phooey on you, I'm going into retrograde. So you have all this beautiful energy of like, you know, forward motion, and I'm so excited, new chapter. And then Mercury's like, put on the brakes. So I wouldn't say, you'll never hear me say with Mercury going into retrograde, oh my God, it's like Mercury's in retrograde, don't do anything, don't plan anything, don't buy any tickets, don't sign any contracts. That's just silly, especially with this Aries energy. What I would say, however, is to really pay attention to how you feel, and read between the lines, like really read between the lines, you know, to read between the lines and check your I's and your T's and your bottom lines, and just ask yourself, first of all, how does this feel? Does this feel right? What's my motivation behind this decision? What's my motivation? If it's lack, if it's survival, if it's fear, if it's angst, if it's revenge, don't freaking do it. That's just silly, because it's going to come back to you. It's going to just go boomerang right back to you. But if it feels right and you're like, well, this is what I've been waiting for, and now it's here. Dana told me to wait. No, I didn't tell you to wait. I told you to check in with how you feel, what your motivation is, and just review everything, and if it's right, then move forward. Why? Because good old Mars up here is sextiling Mercury, and Mars is the initiator. And Mercury at the time of the new moon, it won't be in retrograde, but it is in its shadow stage, and it will go retrograde a little bit of time after the new moon. So, reflect on where you've been, how far you've come, what your intentions are with this new moon. This is really a beautiful new moon to manifest something new in your life. And I don't use the word manifest very often. What I like to say instead is co-manifest or co-create with your spirit, source, God, divine, right? Whatever it means to you, whatever that higher power is, you want to co-create with that power. And now is the time to do that. It's really a beautiful, beautiful new moon. And I don't want you to let it pass you by, because it's really quite epic. So if you want me to read your chart, and you can have me help you look at where Aries falls in your chart, and maybe any other key points that are coming up for you this year, or even this, this quarter, right? Or through the next 3 to 6 months, please feel free to reach out to me. Happy to do it. You can just email me at dana@danademara.com, and I'm happy to give you any information that you like. You can also go to myastrocast.com. And if you go to myastrocast.com, if you have no knowledge around astrology and the things I'm talking about, going in there and just putting in your email will send you these emails that just kind of tell you, hey, here's how to figure out where your sun sign lands, where your moon sign is, where your rising sign is, what are the houses, what the hell is she talking about? Here is the planets, this is what a chart looks like, right? So that then when you come to these, you have this idea of what it looks like. Now, you're not going to learn how to read a chart by taking those emails, but you will learn what your chart means, which is, it's just so, it's a blueprint. It's a blueprint of the second you were born, all wrapped up with some karma, and then remembering that you have free will. So no matter what I say or any other astrologist says to you, you have free will. Don't forget that. It's really important that you remember that. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. I hope you have a beautiful, 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 beautiful new moon week. And I hope to see you soon. Namaste.